powerful, powerful moment that we're going to be sharing today. Um, this month is War Against Domestic Violence. I'm putting war intentionally. Uh, Good evening. Thank you, everyone, for joining me today. Good evening, everyone. Hmm. I said we have to declare a war against domestic violence. We have to fight a good fight of faith and react violently, aggressively, intentionally. When I say violently, aggressively, I'm not trying to use a, an aggressive word or a foul language. I'm just talking about the emotional part, passionate about it. So let me use the word passionate instead of aggression. But the truth is, it is a menace, it's insanity that has to be stopped, and we have to really, really stop it. Many people felt is the fault of the person that has engaged in domestic violence. It's an awareness, actually, and I felt I should create a depth of awareness in this area. I don't want to come from the angle of tell somebody this is not nice. Why would you do that? It's not fair. Let's take a placard. Let us go and fight on the street. Let's go and remove a cap. A luta continua. We no go gree. Oh, we no go gree. No. Domestic violence is deeper than that. It's stronger than that. It has a deeper depth. A lot of people have blamed our spouses, for being violent, being aggressive. I am coming from the angle of a great passion because I understand the dynamics of what it is to be violating another person, or to be aggressive, or to be toxic to another person. I have been able to felt some things in my life. I've touched some things in my life. I've handled some things in my life. And that has taken me to the school of understanding the dynamics and the foundation of every emotional struggle. It's a privilege because I wish all of us, would go back to some of my teachings and probably conferences that is all over my social media platforms, and take time to listen. The truth is, I've been through stuffs, I've handled stuffs, I've felt some stuffs. My life has been a web of so many, many things. But I am grateful because, like I said in one of my episodes or one of the interviews, that I I know that I went through all of that because somebody had to be free, and I have to come out and become a wounded healer. And that's where I am today by the grace of God. I cannot even be proud about anything. I can't be arrogant about anything because I know that whatever I've gone through, the comfort I've received, I need to comfort others. And that's why today's episode, awareness, it's global because it is not hidden. It's not an hidden secret that people have been violated or they've gone through domestic violence. It is not a secret for a whole world to declare an awareness, for people to understand that domestic violence exists. People are being abused mentally, emotionally, psychologically, physically. It means that the impact is being felt in the society. It means that the world is feeling the heat of being violated, or being emotionally abused, or being going through, for people going through some stuffs that has really, really changed their lives and turned their lives in and out. So, what I'm saying in essence is that it is something that happened, or some things that happened, and people see it, people handle it. Some people are living in it, some people are in a mental home, some people are on permanent antidepressant, some cannot even remove the scars from their souls and their bodies. It's there, it is evidential. A lot of people have been through so many things that they cannot imagine themselves coming out of it and becoming anybody again in life because of the abuse that comes by their relationships, which personally, it is much more than, to me, is much more than awareness. It is an awareness, but it's much more than, passing blames, pointing fingers, telling my spouse or my whoever is domestically abusing you, pointing fingers. I see beyond the mask. I see beyond the act. I see beyond the abuse. I see beyond the drama. I see beyond the toxicity. I see beyond the person that would be abusive now, verbal, emotional, psychological, abusive now, and the next moment he's broken, is crying, is prostrating, is pleading for mercy. I remember when, it's emotional today, but I'm going to just help you to understand and feel the person that is abusing people, feel the person that is messed up, see the person that is hurting and is hurting people, because hurting people hurts people. When Osinachi's husband was taken to court, it looks like a lettuce. Oh my goodness. I intentionally followed that story back to back till, I mean, some of us, social media, the moment anything happens and it's trending, and after some time it's not trending again, it goes into the cooler. No, I deliberately monitor every episode, every event, everything that happens till the final day of judgment. I was in that picture, and I almost wept for the man, almost wept for the children. I actually wept for the woman. I want you to please do me a favor, share this particular episode, share it. Everybody stems from a home. Everything that puts us on a wheelchair, that crippled us, starts from the home front. It is okay. I'm not denying the fact that people should take responsibility. Whatever happens, you can choose your action, you cannot choose your consequences. Osinachi's husband has been sentenced to death by hanging. That is, he has chosen or made his choice. But the truth is, something happened. Something caused it. You see, I've been so wounded in my life and so hurt that I'm not even angry with anybody again. You know why? Because I understand. I know where these people are coming from. I'm going to be breaking things down for us today. Please share with your friends. Try and stay with me with all of your heart, please. This is one video you should save and send it to somebody, because I know 100% that many of us who have sat on the judgment table, accusing and even living in bitterness. I'm going to do part two of this. This cannot end today. I'm going to do part two of this, because I know that what is being stirred in my heart is not the status quo, it's not the norms or the normal thing everybody is talking about, you cannot, but you can't afford to let somebody domesticatedly abuse you. Domestic violence is against the law. You speak up, you talk. Yes, I'm not contending that. Thank you. So God bless you, ma. I'm one of your fans. Also, she matters. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. So the truth is, it is beyond the person, and we need to break this down. That would allow some people today to heal and not continue to live in permanent bitterness, unforgiveness, and hatred, and try to see this person as a monster, as a devil. Listen to my heart. Everyone came from a home. There's no child that came to this world to be violent, to be aggressive, to be a narcissist, to be a sociopath, to be a psychopath, to be an addict. No, no, not at all. That's why I'm coming from a different angle today. Whatever angle you want me to come from, I'm privileged to have shades of this understanding, and I want to share it with the world. It's beyond the mask, it's beyond the act. I'm sure you know, all of us, we stem from we grew from a womb. Nobody's father gave the spermatozoa of wickedness. In a way, I'm quoting that. I'll still explain that in this light. Meaning that naturally, you don't see physically the spermatozoa of wickedness being released to a woman. But right in that bloodline, anything is there. Wickedness is there. Adultery is there. Domestic violence is there. Abuse is there. Verbal abuse is there. Emotional abuse is there. Psychological abuse is there. Right there. I'm being honest with you. But when you carry a baby, a day-old baby, it is not written on the forehead or in the life or in the forehead or in the body of that baby is going to be physically abusive, is going to be violating his wife, is going to be physically, emotionally, psychologically abusive. No, it is not written. There's nothing like that. But the truth is, as that baby comes to the world like this, everything is in the pattern of the family system. I can also say in the pattern of the bloodline. We're doing awareness, domestic violence awareness month. Yes. And I said it's so important. That's why the whole world acknowledges the fact that people are being abused in their homes. But the truth is beyond the person that is an abuser. I said something. I said there's no parent that physically you can't see that when a man and a woman are mating, then they pump abuse and violence and aggression to the to the body of a woman that carries the pregnancy. No, not that. It's not like that. But the truth is very clear. Everything is in the bloodline. It is in the family system. So I'm going to be dealing with the root of domestic violence, the domestic abuse. I'm going to be dealing with the root. You see, when you understand the root, when you are seeing the fruit, you will not be bothered. I've balanced it. I'm not saying we should not take responsibility. I'm not validating abuse. I am not. But what I'm saying is we can start helping people and start seeing people from the angle of, oh, this person needs therapy. This person needs help. This person needs to be nurtured. Not that this person is just wicked. A lot of people have written people off. Now we can write people off. In all fairness, I said, oh, off. You can write people off. In all fairness, it's possible. But the truth is, the person you are written off again has a problem. That is why the person has deteriorated to the level of, come on, forget it. This is no. This is an abomination. This is a lost cause. Yes, the person deteriorates to that level because of where the person is coming from. And that is why my heart is so knitted to this in a way that it has become my second nature to address issues like this. And listen to me, no matter the level of spirituality you display, if you are wounded, you are wounded. And when there is a wound and that wound is not healed, it's not healed. It's simple mathematics. If the wound is there, the wound is not healed, it's not healed. And when a wound is not healed, what happens? Pain is permanent on an unhealed wound. And pain to individual is relative. Some people, their pain threshold is so low that when they're in pain, they can mask it. There are people when they are dying, you won't know. I think I belong to one of those. I'm just That's the time that I will look my best. So you won't have an idea that she's going through hell. Sometimes I go back to my videos, my Instagram live, my programs that I had done in the midst of storms, and I say no, something is masking it. So some people are like that. They don't really, you can't know when they are dying on the inside. But the truth is, people die on the inside. Pain is pain. Whether your pain threshold is high or is low, if you have pain, you have pain. So let me start from the inlet. The inlet to domestic violence is parenting. No, let me start with parenting. Bloodline, pattern of the bloodline. And I would explain it. I know some people are hearing me, they are not faith based, but I would try and make it as simple as possible. When you get pregnant, think how do you also help someone that thinks they have no problem? Yes, that is another one. I'm going to answer that question. Let me just pin it down. And that the question came on Instagram. If you have any other question, any question in any of our platforms, please let me know so I can always answer. Pin it down or either ways. Now, when you are pregnant as a woman or you want to go through surgery as a man, and you go to meet your doctor and you have been diagnosed that need to go to the surgery, you need to be cut out, cut and sutured back, as it were. Now, the first thing they do is to start asking questions. They start probing into your emotions, probe into your parenting. Now, they don't probe into emotion. It's us psychologists that probe into emotions. Medical doctor just probed into your parenting family system. They will start asking you questions, especially some of us, most women that will have to go through delivery. They will ask you your bloodline, your father, your mother. Do you have diabetes in the family? Do you have arthritis? I don't know if they ask for arthritis. Do you have blood pressure? They ask questions that has to do with the bloodline, meaning that if there is diabetics in your family system, there's possibility for you to have it. So they believe that some things are genetic. Domestic abuse of being violent is it could be passed down. It could be genetic. And that is why I am shouting, I'm screaming, I'm talking about compatibility assessment tests, especially some of you that are not married. Please, I'm not trying to be doubtful. I'm not a Thomas. I'm saying that who wrote that Toxic Life book, ma? I did. I'm very soon, shortly, you will listen to, I've written 141 books. Very soon, you're going to have access to them. Don't worry. That's a good news for someone that is asking for who wrote Toxic Life book. Don't worry, I would. It's my book. It's here. Somebody just saw it at the background. All these books here, they are all my new books. They are just 40 books I've just written. Very soon, just be on the lookout. You are going to have them everywhere. I'm warming up. I'm gathering momentum. I will get there. Thank you so much for asking. It's my book, actually. Now, I said toxicity, abuse, domestic violence, it can be passed down, can be genetic, because even in medicine, they note that some things in the parents can also be passed down to the family system or to your children. So the first root is genetic, parenting. Your great grandfather was abusive, engaged in beating his wife, beating everybody. Your great grandfather, anytime There's something that happens, and you can trace it to the second, to the fourth generation. Just know that you are not exempted. Now, the truth is, somebody said, I'm not exempted. Yes, yes, you are not. If you check from the scriptures, I don't want to use a lot of scriptures, but I don't have a choice now. If you check from the scriptures, from Abraham to Joseph, things from Abraham, the moment Abraham slept with a guy, infidelity permeated the bloodline, just slided into the bloodline. Now, for Isaac, he did not commit adultery. You know that. But there was anger, there was reaction, there was silent treatment, there was verbal abuse, emotional abuse in that marriage. I mean, I can tell you that for free, but it's not for today. The bloodline, the gene, it can be genetic. So we are dealing with the root of domestic violence. So we'll not keep just, fighting as if we are boxing the air and looking at finding what is not lost. No, we need to get to a place where we understand these things, not for people not taking responsibility, but for someone to be able to know the root cause and avert it and stop it at your end. Joseph stopped his own. He said, no, I'm not perpetuating this evil. So you need to understand, this is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and I'm breaking it down. Why should somebody wake up and become violent and become aggressive and become wicked? Why? There's a reason. I said number one inlet is the pattern of the bloodline, the gene. So you're going to trace. I have a nickname. Somebody should help me to write my nickname. Trace it, embrace it, erase it, and start replacing it. Can you write it for me, please? Trace it, embrace it, erase it, and start replacing it. Write it, please. Trace it. Thank you. Thank you. Trace it, embrace it, erase it, and start replacing it. Now, you know why I'm saying that? If medicine can, thank you, and erase, trace it. Thank you, Sheyi Yaki. Thank you. Trace it, embrace it, erase it, and start replacing it. It's so important. Now, why do I say that? Thank you. When you look at the parenting, your parents, look at where you are coming from. Check your grandpa, great great grandpa, great great grandpa. Oh, God even said it. Oh my goodness, I'm happy this word came to my heart. God said, I'm a jealous God that ask iniquity of the father from the first to the fourth generation. Meaning that these things are generational. That's the root. Number one root of domestic violence. Now, when you say domestic violence, some is not physical violence. It can be emotional, it can be psychological, it can be physical. Thank you, Ifed Ipade Adeola Olushayo. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for doing that. Now, the truth is, the gene genetically diagnosed that this person in your bloodline, there's arthritis, there's diabetics, there's addiction to sex, to drugs. You are a polygamist by bloodline. You are from a polygamous home. You are raised by single parents. Whatever it is that you notice in your parenting that is in the bloodline, that children that are even not yet born, they just find themselves living the script of their parents because of the bloodline. And we can also trace it as psychologists, we can also trace it to personality. What is inbuilt in us? Many of us, we've seen our daddy in ourselves, we've seen our mother in ourselves, and you're wondering, I answered my mom. Some of you are seeing your siblings in yourselves, and you're wondering, wow, this is my sister, this is this is me and my sister, we look alike. You even sometimes you act the same way. Yes, that is one inlet, because I have to rush. Now, the second inlet, number two, is the way you are being parented. Parenting. Some of us, we are adults raised by dad and mom that are not emotionally matured. They are babies. They throw tantrums. They talk. They yell. They shout. They are physically violent. Meaning that When you see your dad beat your mom, you saw your mom beat your dad, please don't relate this to gender alone. I've seen women that beat their husband. So don't say it's not possible. Please, it's possible. Fact. Now, I'm going to answer Amanda Amarach. I'll answer you, please. Just let me, when I'm done, I will do the. If you have other questions, please, you can be writing it down. I'll pin it, then I would answer you after I'm done. Yes. Now, we're talking about the reason why people, we are doing war against domestic violence. That's the month. I am tracing the root beyond stigmatization, beyond accusations, beyond allegations, beyond looking at this person and saying that this person is this, that. How? I've seen people that have rushed to therapy and say, please help me. What is wrong with me? Why am I doing this? I don't understand, because it is in the gene. For you to even come and say, help me, I don't know why I'm this and that. It means that there's a level of awareness. Because for me, denial is demonic, man. You got to be aware of what exactly is going on in your bloodline or in your family system. That is one. I've talked about parenting. You come home from school, your dad is drunk to stupor. He embarrasses you. He shouts at everybody. He beats everybody. He threw up everywhere. You have to mop up the vomit. You are angry with him, with what he's doing, but he's setting something to your life, to your emotional lives. If your mother and your father are beating each other, two of you, just know that you are a candidate, or you are a person. I'm careful with words, that is likely to repeat the same pattern, hook, line, and sinker. That is physical abuse, violence. What about emotional? Now, emotional wounds are not x-rayed, because I've seen people that have gone through emotional abuse, and people will ask, what's wrong with you? What is there? Did he beat you? He didn't slap you. Excuse me. Abuse is abuse. I said we react to pain differently. Some of us, we have strong, our pain treasure is very, very strong. Some, we don't even have anything like pain treasure. It's just light. You can go straight into depression. You can go straight into psychosis immediately after any form of toxicity or abuse. So your parents, whatever you see in your parents is repeated unconsciously. A child that is raised from a dysfunctional home permanently have anger issue. Forget it. That is terrible. Anger is there because I've been talking. When we continue drama free on Thursday, I'll continue with anger. We started the issue of anger on drama free on this spaces, so we'll talk about that later. But the truth is, parenting brings you to a place where you can become a person that is violent and abusive domestically, relating with your spouse. I think I've been able to clear that. We're talking about the bloodline. We talked about the family being raised from a home. What about trauma? That's another root. And that's why I would forever tell people, listen, don't tell me I'm a believer now. I'm born again. I have the Holy Spirit. I pray 7 times, 5 times daily. I'm a strong Muslim. I speak in the language of prayers. I can read my whatever. I'm good. Hey, please. When you are born again, your spirit is born again. Your soul is not born again. Your soul is the seat of your bloodline. what we've gone through, what is in your parental bloodline. I've seen people that speaks in tongues, and after speaking in tongues, they go to the prostitute. They masturbate, they watch pornography, and they speak in tongues. Facts. So when we are dealing with issues, we are not. I understand scriptures. I can tell you from Genesis to Revelation. What about Corinthians Christians? These people were Christians. Paul said, "Let us hand them over to Satan so that their soul can be saved." They are saved. So I don't know where people. David said, "He makes me to lie that he restores my soul." Paul said in 1 Thessalonians 5:3, he said, "I pray that your spirit, soul, and body be preserved blameless unto the coming of the Lord." Sure, facts. So truthfully, being born again does not stop you from being an abusive person or a violent person. No. When you have pain sitting in your soul, when your parents are toxic, verbally abusive, emotionally abusive, psychologically abusive, sexually abusive, financially abusive, anger is sitting in your soul. And anger is the root of violence, physical violence. Let me give you a practical, simple example that some of you may not even take cognizance of. Probably when you were going to school, maybe your dad or your mom lost his job and he couldn't pay school fees. Maybe you now went to a private school. I don't know if they do that in public schools too. And you were told to stand. If those who have not paid their school fees, stand up. Come out from the assembly, and they dropped you early because they have to go to school to work, your parents. You have to be on the assembly. They might even not say anything. You just, all of you come out. I mean, I know what I'm saying. You stand there till the assembly is over. Other kids would have gone to school, to their various classes, marching to their classes with pride and everything. And this is you standing there in front of everybody, shamed because you have not paid your school fees. Oh, are you going to be smiling to your class? You'll be laughing and be yelling and yelling. Is that what you're going to do? You are bent with shame. You are bent with guilt. You are bent with anger. Simple. I'm telling you that another inlet is trauma. Anything that has happened to you or had happened to you or is happening to you and it is not processed, that thing will make you to be violent and aggressive. So when we are talking about somebody being abusive, hurting himself, hurting his wife, hurting people, hurt people. Can somebody help me to write it also? Hurting people, hurt people. When you see people that would always come to do something to people that does not look like the person that told me or made a vow to me in the church or promised to love me, care for me, and suddenly the person becomes a monster. The person becomes aggressive. The person becomes violent. Then something has happened. That is a wound that is not healed. A person that has gone through stuff that is not properly addressed. Listen and listen carefully. You must deal with whatever had happened to you. The bloodline in therapy, parenting in therapy, your experience, what has happened to you growing up. Thank you. Good afternoon. What has happened to you growing up? Your dad hurt you without any explanation. They came to your house, they lied against you. Nobody could say, no, 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 no. I stand up for my son. I'm standing up for my daughter. My daughter didn't do it. My son did not do it. Nobody stands up for you. Nobody believed in you. And those things were not addressed. Parents hardly say sorry to their kids. People don't say sorry to you. Everything that has happened in your life, it's always your fault. You've never been seen and you've never been justified for your genuine anger, your genuine reaction, your genuine unpleasant thing that happened. You've not been, you've not been, you've not been able to let somebody just say, oh, sorry, just a hug. I'm so sorry. But the truth is very clear. When you go through that in life, you are a bomb. A how do I explain that now? You are a time bomb that is ready to explode on anybody that crosses your path because that is your upbringing. So we are looking at the pattern of the bloodline, we are looking at parenting, and we are looking at your life experience. What life has done to you. What about being sexually molested? Maybe somebody just did something to you, touch you wrongly, pull your body, pull your breast or something, or sleep on you. No serious sexual activity. That sits somewhere because you feel violated, you get angry, and you are not talking about it. What about failure? Maybe you are a family of 5 or 6, and when the result comes at the end of the month, at the end of every session, you're always coming last in the class or something, or it means you are the one that does not really do well in the family. Anger sits in you. We are looking at the root of domestic violence. We are looking at the reason why people engage themselves in acting in a toxic way without really being conscious. I'm very detailed and intentional this moment. They are not conscious. Some are not aware. What I'm doing now is self awareness. It's for you to wake up and say, okay, now I understand. If you can't trace it, you have to trace it. Trace your bloodline, all your uncles, all your aunties, all your nieces, your grandma, your grandpa. Check them out. Then come back to your own parents, immediate parenting, how they handled matter. Or in your home, they have low tolerance for failure. Anybody that fails or made a mistake has become the subject of ridicule. I've seen people, I study people a lot. I read body language, I read people's attitude. There are people, check yourself. Maybe you are the kind of a person, the moment you are told you have done something wrong, the first thing that happens to you is to react. Boom. You just change, your body change, your face change, your countenance change. It's like somebody wants to hit you. That shows that you were abused growing up. Thank you for joining early. You're still on time. We need to understand, because if we are not careful and we don't address this thing properly, we won't have empathy, we won't have sympathy. It will reduce the level of pain that we are emitting to our world in the midst of our challenges we are dealing with. Of course, domestic violence awareness, but I have to trace it, get to the root. And we are saying some deep things here about the root. We've talked about, go and listen if you miss it, but go back there and listen again and share with people. Do you know that a child that is always being shouted down, shout at, shut up, keep quiet, they don't allow you to express yourself. You can't, you cannot release a total statement without any form of reaction and tantrum somewhere. Somebody must just feel irritable by you. You are an angry person for real. The root of anger. Because it's anger that makes somebody to be violating somebody else. See space, and somebody you told you love, I love you, I care for you, and suddenly you become a monster. It is the root. That's why I'm insisting. Please do everything to do compatibility assessment test. You know what that will do? That will show you the part of your life that needs healing. Then you go heal. It's so simple. It's as simple as difficult for people to believe it is possible. Yes. You go to the hospital, you do blood tests, the kind of sickness that is disturbing your physical body is diagnosed. Same with the compatibility assessment test. It doesn't mean that you will not go on in your relationship. It doesn't mean that your spouse will not love you again. No, you just want to know where the problem is. Then you treat the wound. Imagine a person that has been disgraced all his life. Life has not always been fair on you, financially, emotionally, parenting wise, everything. Look at you having to be disgraced in class, or probably you have a teacher that is also wounded, and he asks you a question, maybe 2 times 2, which is supposed to be 4, and you say 3, and the whole class laugh and yell at you and mock you, and then your nickname is 2 times 3, 6, or whatever. A lot of people are all over the place carrying the anger of being nicknamed. Sometimes, and that happens a lot in our institutions. So I'm going to be talking about the inlet to domestic violence. One of them, I've said it. Sometimes it's just being stigmatized, or sometimes it's just being nicknamed. I did a therapy for a very young man. The father-in-law insisted that they must do premarital counseling. The dad said, I'm not going to throw any party. I want you to go and sit and do professional premarital counseling, because some of the things we call premarital counseling, where we do those counsel, they are not premarital counseling, because anyone that will take you through a proper premarital counseling sessions must trace the root of your lifestyle, must trace it, must ask questions where you are coming from. You can't tell a child to love his wife or love her husband when dad and mom consistently fight. Where would he see the picture of love your husband, love your wife? Come on now. You can't see, they don't see, they've never seen it. You are telling a woman, you don't understand, submit to your husband. As Christ told us, excuse you, when you know that your mother paid all the bills, your mother paid all the bills, and still, your father had an extramarital relationship. You have stepbrother that you did not know until when your daddy was, finishing his career in his place of work. Maybe when he's retiring, we now have a family meeting and say, my dear, I just want to let you know that I'm so sorry. When I was transferred to another state, I met this lady, and before I knew it, then we got into relationship, and he was living with me in that house. So he has 3 children from me. You want a child that is raised in that home. No, talk to me. You want a child that is raised in that home to submit to a man, that the hero, the father figure, her hero, her pride, had deceived her mom. Come on now. I don't know where church is. I don't know what church is thinking. I don't know the scriptures we are reading. For me, from Genesis to Revelation, this is what I'm seeing. Tell me, on this earth, it is not possible for Rebecca to be a good wife. It's not possible. Where was his dad? His dad did not give her out in marriage. It was her uncle that gave her out in marriage. This girl said, I want to be married now, I'm going. I told you about my story. He said, I'm going. I left home early because I came from a dysfunctional home. I was tired of living with my mom. I was raised by a single parent, and I was just tired. I wanted to leave home. And I entered trouble. I entered one chance in marriage. Yes. So if you are doing counseling, you are doing a therapy for, premarital counseling, and you are not digging into their foundation and helping them to bring out the pain, the pause, the things that is making them to live a life, or making them to dance to a music that they don't know is playing the script, why can't you just help? If you don't know your job, please hand them over to the right people. Please, don't use people's life to gamble, to play Ludo. Abuser never think they have problems. Yeah, they don't know they have a problem because really they don't even see some of them. I'm going to come back to that. I'm going to answer that question because now they will not say they. Now let me answer this. Abuser never think they have a problem. Why would they think they have a problem? Because abuse is a normal thing in their home. Toxicity is the norm. Come on now. Because there's no child that comes without coming here blank. Every child comes here blank. Comes here the way they are wired, the way they are made. There's no child that brought wickedness, harm, ammunitions, cutlass, knives to the world. They came like this, innocent. But the family system, look at Mephibosheth for crying out loud. You know the meaning of Mephibosheth? The one that destroys shame. He's a prince. But he was crippled both feet because war broke out in the family. When war breaks out in the family system, the lives of the children are messed up, are truncated, are on a wheelchair. He said he was a dead dog, a whole prince. When David saw him, he said, wow, Mephibosheth. He was shocked. How can a prince be walking and a slave be on the horse? That's what happens when you are raised from a dysfunctional home. Where would you want Leah and Rachel? Look at their story now. How can somebody date your son, your brother, your daughter, your two daughters? Your son-in-law came and said, I wanted to marry your daughter. And you said your other daughter should go and allow. Oh God, oh God. You are thinking domestic violence is only within husband and wife. Please, I will go deep when I'm doing the next episode. It's beyond that. Father domestically abuse the children. That's the father of Leah and Rachel. A guy has been dating your daughter for 7 years. The night of the wedding, you package your daughter to go and sleep with a man who never loved you. Now, the truth is, when you need to understand, somebody is abusing someone. When we do domesticatedly violate somebody, yes, you domesticatedly violate the person because you yourself, you are damaged. You are damaged. So it's an attraction. And that was why when I came through my storm, I understood that it's not even, I cannot be blaming anybody. I take responsibility. That's one of the things we do in therapy. Why on earth what am I looking for in that man's life if I was a normal child? There's nothing I'm looking for there. A child that is loved, nurtured, cared for, validate, so you are beautiful, you are intelligent, you are dynamic, you are resourceful, you are loaded. That child will not go and condescend to a toxic person or an abuser. It's not possible. So you must know that the reason why you find yourself in that relationship, something went wrong somewhere. The reason why you were domestically abused or violated is because something was wrong with you somewhere. Until you deal with that thing, you will just be struggling. You will be acting, you'll be boxing, you'll be dissipating unnecessary energy because of what life has thrown at you. There was no way on this earth that the family of Leah, Rebecca, Jacob, all of them were fully blown messed up. Theirs may not be physical abuse, but they were domesticatedly violated. The man slept with the daughter. Jacob slept with the daughter. Is it Jacob now? Jacob. Yes, slept with the daughter. In the morning, he said, it's not the woman I worked for. Now, just imagine the abuse. And the father-in-law said, well, it's a must. The man said, well, it doesn't matter. I'm going to do another 7 years. No, please, when you are, I think a lot. I'm not an extrovert. I sit down to picture Leah. One day I was in my study and I was meditating about the life of Leah, and I started crying. Have you thought of 1 Samuel 26:23, the life of Tamar that was raped by Amnon? These were children that were raised from a dysfunctional home. And at the end of the day, look at their lives. I was so concerned for Leah. So concerned. I said, this girl, if she was raised by a good dad, the father would have said, sweetheart, don't worry. That was 7 years. Yeah, you two are going to marry very well. We're going to celebrate your marriage. Don't worry, sweetheart. You are not with there's beauties in the eye of the beholder. You will get someone that will love you and show you off also. But the man was so insecure, so intimidated for her daughter. So sad a story for her daughter that he had to package lies and deception. Throughout that marriage, Joseph, let's look at Joseph. Look at the general. I told you about the bloodline. Can you see? Look at Isaac, Jacob, Joseph. Can you see how the pattern goes on? Look at the family. Look at the family system. Is it not? You were thinking, Isaac is a good boy. He didn't have dysfunctionality. Who told you? When Isaac and Ishmael were having issues, what happens to the emotional life of Isaac? Is that not trauma? Is that not abuse? Is that not why the mother said, well, please tell this house girl to leave? He's insulting my son. He cannot be contending with my son. Now, physically, we thought Isaac was normal. Isaac was superly dysfunctional. How can you be in a house with your wife? You want to bless your boys. You cannot say, sweetheart, I'm thinking it's time for us to have a prophetic impartation. Let's bless our children. The wife has to be his dropping. In that family, there was no communication, nothing. Sad story. No communication in that family. All drama. The mother had to say, sweetheart, come. Shebi, you are helping me to clean clothes. You're helping me wash clothes. You're helping me to clean dishes. Don't worry. Your daddy said he's going to bless you tomorrow. I'll cook his best meal and set it. And you're going to do something. You're going to wear your brother's. He was just usurping, destroying somebody's life, her children. And guess what? How did it happen? He ran into marriage. His father handed over the driver's seat of his life to another woman, to another man. His uncle, that same uncle that gave Rebecca out in marriage, he said the person that swapped the destiny of Leah and Rachel, his own children. You can see how it is. His own children's life was also truncated. So you thought he did bad. Oh God, oh God, oh God. Can you think with me? It's the same uncle that give Rebecca, I mean, so Ishmael, Isaac and Rebecca out in marriage. It's the same uncle that messed up Jacob when he wanted to marry just Rebecca. He made him to marry Leah. So this man pushed his brother, his sister's son to polygamy. You can understand how it is when you don't. So when we are talking about domestic violence, you are not abusing the person that is violating somebody. Can't you just look at the root? It's the root. Don't forget, I'm not giving alibi for nonsense. I'm not saying you should not take responsibility. I'm just letting you know that something, Lepashios, thank you for joining. You look at the root. When you understand the root, then you know that, okay, now I can take my life back. I can deal with myself. I can work on myself. I can not continually live in bitterness and in anger and in hatred, thinking, oh, this is this person's fault. Excuse you, it's nobody's fault. Life is just as it is. Don't get me wrong, because there are people here that will assume that because it's not my fault, I can be abusive to my husband or my wife. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is have insight, go to therapy, heal from that wound. Stop dancing to a music you don't play, no, it's playing the rhythm. Stop dancing to the voice of your pain. Heal. Deal with your pain. Deal with your wound. Go to the theater, emotional theater. That's what the therapist does. We open you up. We help you to pack off the debris, the rubbish, the foul smell, the pus that is in your emotions. We help you to pack it. Then we suture you back. That's what we do in therapy. That's what you're supposed to do. But how do you help someone that thinks they have no problem? Mm. The person that thinks it doesn't have a problem is living in denial. Like I said, something that is very profound. In my profession, you don't diagnose people. No, let me put it this way. It is a quack doctor that would diagnose you. For instance, if you go to the hospital, you're having stomach ache, and the doctor just comes and say you have colon cancer. Yeah? Is that how cancer is? That's a quack doctor. The first thing the doctor will do is to do tests. That's why we do personality assessment tests. We do compatibility assessment tests. You can actually know you by doing personality assessment. You will see yourself, you see where you are afraid, you see where you need help. Then you go for it and just heal and become the better part of yourself. So that's number one, is denial. When people don't accept that they need help, they are in denial. And sometimes denial is a kind of a survival instinct. But you know what? Until denial stops, nothing can change. Then the second one is personality disorder. Probably there are people that don't have insight because they have personality issue. As a matter of fact, when you see people that is always not accepting that something is wrong, that person needs help. He or she needs to do personality assessment test. Let us know and that's what we do now. I've been shouting it now. Have you done compatibility assessment tests? Let us know whether you are emotionally compatible with your spouse to be, or even your spouse. And if you're having problems, it can be solved. We just get to know what the problem is, then we treat it, and you are good to go. That's how to live. Because listen to me, how many years are you going to live on earth and be wearing iron dress? How many years are you going to live here? Are you going to spend the rest of your years in pain, in torture, in trauma, in abuse, in all sorts? No. Stop dancing to the voice of your wounds. Yes. Heal. And healing is like peeling an onion, in all fairness. And when you are peeling an onion, your eyes are tearing, but you are healing. It's a process. It's line upon line. We're just peeling it gradually. And before you know it, you become whole. When they touch the point of your pain and you are not feeling it again, you are healed. When you see the person that caused you pain and there's no overwhelming anger, rage on the inside of you, you are good to go. I told you, and I'm saying it again. Joseph went to therapy for 2 years. Because there's space crisis, we don't really, many things are not said. But the truth is, how do you know he's healed? When he saw the people that put him in the pit, cut him off his parenting source, no father, no siblings, nothing. Put him in the pit, sold him to slavery, caused him to go to the prison, and he said, you meant it for evil. God has turned it for good. That is healing. When you watch a movie that looks like your story and you don't cry again, then you are healed. Can I say this here? Because I'm still going to come back to part two. Thank God we're still in the month of, domestic violence week. And I'm going to do another episode probably next week. I'm posting on my story, my reality. I need to use that time for this because it's burning in my heart. Do you know that when Thomas said to Jesus, you are not the one, you have not risen, I'm not sure. I'm just talking about healing of your wounds. Because if you are not healed, you will bleed on people, you will hurt people, you will keep being aggressive, being violent. You know how many people are in the prison I was doing a study. I'm going to break it down tomorrow. And next, when I'm doing this next, people that have died because of domestic violence. I will read them to you. People in faith, people out of faith. And Thomas said, I'm not sure. Jesus, it's not true. Maybe it's not reason. And Jesus said, touch my hand. He said, put your fingers there. And Thomas put his fingers there. Boom. And Jesus did not say, yes, paining me. There was no pain. When they touch that place of your heart, where you have been wounded and crushed, verbally abused, emotionally abused, physically abused, sexually abused, verbally abused, and you are not feeling it, you are not yelling, you are not screaming, then you are healed. When you watch a movie that looks like your story and you are not reacting, you are healed. You are no more angry. You don't want to take vengeance. You know what Joseph said? It's not you that brought me here. No, I'm a wounded healer now. God allowed it. God was the one shaking the scene. We didn't see him, but it was behind it. I was a man that was set at the head of them. Fetters of iron was on my hand. They choked me. They beat me. Yes, I'm the one. You are not the one. He warmed them up. He embraced them. That is healing for you, please. Thank you. You become a wounded healer. Please trace it. I've told you the inlet to somebody that is an abuser. We are dealing with domestic awareness week. We'll do part two. I'll do part two. I need to do part two of this because we have always. I was once wounded, but now I'm healed. That's the song of a survivor. Yes. Once I was blind, now I can see. Yes, that's a song. But it takes time to get there. You don't get there overnight. You get there by having a strong, solid support system. No more abuse. Yes. Thank you, Ma, for that one. It's true. Once your mess becomes your mandate. Your mess becomes your ministry. Your pain has turned to purpose. It's my pain that has turned to my purpose. When I'm reading from Genesis to Revelation, I'm seeing healing. Everybody is saying, those domestic violators, we should deal with that. We should take them to jail. Da, 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 da. I will talk about the general one, but this one, I must trace the roots. That's why I'm doing part two. I see beyond the person that is abusive. David could not father his children well because he was never fathered well. In fact, he did. Imagine, one of his children, he didn't beat them because he didn't beat him, Adonijah, because he was handsome. Can you imagine? Who would bring? Oh God, oh God! I wish David was a good father. He wasn't a good father because he was not fathered well. He has 6 brothers. None of them could remember 7 brothers that they are doing the anointing service. Where is our brother Joseph? They didn't call him. Oh, it was the prophet that said, "Yeah, go and bring him. Let's have him here." He went to the valley of Elah, Genesis, the 1 Samuel 17. You know what they said? What are you doing? What are you doing here? Get out of here. You just come to show your face. So why would he not just over pamper and, just misbehave raising his children? He couldn't raise them well. He couldn't raise them well. He could not raise them well. I wish he sat, oh God. Amnon wouldn't have died that death. Absalom killed him because he raped Tamar. They should have had a family meeting and say, wow. What's wrong with you? Why did you rape your sister Tamar? You could have married her. They would have confronted. Some families, they don't confront anything. No, everything must just be swept under the carpet. If you are raised like that, please go for therapy. Heal, because we're going to mess up your children. You won't confront what you are supposed to confront. Many of you, the only time you confront is when you are angry. Don't worry, I'm coming back to the next episode. I'm not giving alibi for anybody that is toxic. No. I'm saying there's a reason for it. And if you are like that, heal before you become like Osinachi's husband that is now being given a life sentence to die. And don't forget, the bloodline is still there. Those children, just understand, those children. I'm still asking why fathers in church are silent, not confronting her. They won't confront you. You can't give what you don't have. Some of them, listen to me. I tell people, when you get people born again, don't put them on the pulpit. Don't make them choir leaders. Don't make them pastors. Ask them wetin they carry. Treat their wounds. Let their healing take place first. I've said it. I'll say it again and again. Now, if you're on the pulpit, fine. Be going through healing processes. No more abuse. No more abuse. He said they are following the path of David. I'm reading a book. I think I want to do a method. Maybe I'll be reading that book to the on Instagram. We'll read it and I'll be reading it to you and start seeing what happens on the pulpit. And listen, the truth is, I won't lie to you. You cannot blame these people. I've said it. If you didn't join us on time, please watch what I said from the inception of this program. I have to go. It's 1 hour already. Wow. I feel like talking for 2 hours, but the part two is coming. Thank you so much. Press Home of Fashion. Thank you so much. Amamba, Amamba, Amarach. Thank you. You've engaged me very well today. I appreciate. Please engage. Ask questions. Ask questions. Ask questions. Please let people know that this is what we are doing, because thank you for showing your love. I see fire, I see love. It's love. I know so many things happen today. Please share. Thank you for showing your love. I want to appreciate you for listening to me. This is my passion. This is my heart. If you know anyone, you see anyone that you just have compassion for, maybe he's beating his wife, his husband is they're fighting back to back, let them go into therapy. Somebody say, therapy is expensive. Yes, sickness is expensive. But which one is better, death or healing? Answer those questions. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on Thursday for Drama Free. Thank you.